A year after Homelander consolidated his power, Annie January infiltrates a Vought shareholders meeting and leaks the Flight 37 video, damaging trust in Homelander. Sister Sage responds by discrediting the footage with help from Ashley Barrett, now Vice President of the United States, while Homelander forces Sage to leak that Huey Campbell, Mother's Milk, and Frenchie, who are imprisoned in a freedom camp, are to be executed. Homelander stops their attempted escape and waits for Billy Butcher to come rescue them. Butcher reunites with Annie and Kimiko to infiltrate the camp and save the boys, but A-Train refuses in order to protect his family. They gain an entry through a tunnel opened by a soup named the Worm. Annie creates a distraction, allowing the group to scatter. Kills Love Sausage in the midst. Homelander soon ambushes and nearly kills Huey, but A-Train intervenes and saves him. The team escapes as A-Train is chased and, ultimately, killed by Homelander after belittling him. Butcher leads the team to a laboratory he runs with Dr. Samir Shah, to whom he lied about Victoria Newman's death. They plan to test the virus on Rockhard from Teenage Kicks, having to do it in Teenage Kicks' home. Meanwhile, Homelander awakens Soldier Boy from cryostasis and asks him to find Butcher in exchange for clearing his name. Huey, Butcher, and Kimiko acquire the virus from the lab, but encounter Soldier Boy on their way to Teenage Kicks' home, forcing them to flee. Soldier Boy then allies himself with Teenage Kicks members Jetstreak and Shelline. During a confrontation, Kimiko knocks Shelline unconscious, while Soldier Boy and Jetstreak pursue Huey to the base. There, Frenchie releases the virus, killing Jetstreak, Rockhard, and seemingly Soldier Boy. The back of Ashley's head, Bashley, which gained consciousness after injecting herself with Compound V, urges a rebellion against Homelander, but Ashley refuses. Frenchie urges Kimiko to leave because of the virus's lethality, but she refuses. As Vought scientists are carrying Soldier Boy's body away, he suddenly awakens. Vought cleans up Soldier Boy's image and he joins the Seven. Sage reveals to Homelander that V1, a Compound V variant in Soldier Boy's blood, gives him immortality. Subsequently, Homelander becomes obsessed with acquiring V1 for himself. With Stan Edgar's help, the boys locate a base where V1 may be located. Meanwhile, Butcher persuades Ryan to help him kill Homelander with the virus, even if he dies in the process. When Zoe Newman reunites with her father, Samir, they destroy all virus samples in the boys' keeping before fleeing. Later, a posse of soups sent by Homelander break into the bunker and capture Edgar. Maverick, a young soup allied with Edgar, joins forces with the attackers upon learning Huey killed his father, Translucent. While trying to kill Huey, Maverick is accidentally killed by another soup, Cindy, who is then killed by Annie. Ryan angrily confronts Homelander over the rape of his mother and starts a fight that ends with him brutally beaten to a pulp. As the boys begin their search for V1, Annie flies off while Butcher comes across a heavily battered Homelander, who has developed a god complex, tasks Firecracker to present him as a god to the country. The boys travel to Fort Harmony in search of the V1. There, Frenchie detects toxoplasmosis in the air, which instills strong feelings of hostility within all the boys except for himself due to his long history of drug abuse. After discovering that the soup bomb site has taken all the V1 vials, the team violently turn on one another. When Homelander and Soldier Boy arrive at the facility in search of the V1, the two heatedly bicker with one another until the latter traps the former in a chamber of enriched uranium. Frenchie finds the source of the toxoplasmosis, a mutated figure whom Soldier Boy identifies as Quinn. Frenchie ultimately provokes Soldier Boy into killing Quinn, returning everyone to normal. An enraged Homelander breaks out of the chamber and prepares to attack Soldier Boy, only to stop upon finding him overcome by grief. After reconciling with her father, Annie reunites with Huey. At a church event, religious leader O Father proclaims the Democratic Church of America with Homelander as a prophet of God. Firecracker is asked by her former reverend for help after his church is vandalized by a Homelander fan. After the church is raided again, she betrays her mentor by giving a defamatory news report about him. When Noir attempts to branch out of the Seven into a theater group, the Deep murders the play director, Adam Burke. As the boys continue developing the virus, Butcher says he will let Annie and Kimiko take the V1 when they find it. Sage asks for Ashley's help in stopping Homelander from obtaining the V1 so he cannot thwart her plan to have Supes and humans kill each other. Seeking information on the V1, Homelander and Soldier Boy question Edgar, who points them to Mr. Marathon in Los Angeles. Marathon tries to turn Soldier Boy against Homelander after having Malchemical render him unconscious. However, Soldier Boy refuses and kills Malchemical. Marathon then chases him while accidentally killing all his celebrity friends in the process. Soldier Boy incapacitates Marathon and interrogates him before he is killed by Homelander. Upon learning Firecracker has doubts about his divinity, Homelander kills her. The Deep records a promotional video for Vought's new oil pipeline. Noir, resentful over Deep's murder of Adam, sabotages the pipeline, causing a massive oil spill that devastates the surrounding sea life. Deep retaliates by killing Noir. Meanwhile, Sage incapacitates Ashley and has Bachelet read Soldier Boy's mind. Upon being told by Bachelet he has a lead on the V1, Sage defects. Once the boys produce more of the virus, Huey and Annie attempt to plant it at one of Homelander's churches, but are thwarted by O-Father. The boys then contact the Legend to learn Bombsight's whereabouts. He directs them to Golden Geisha, Bombsight's former lover, and they use her as bait with Sage's assistance. When Bombsight arrives to rescue her, he is ambushed by Soldier Boy. After an intense brawl, Bombsight gives Soldier Boy the V1 in exchange for the latter depriving him of his powers and immortality. Despite Sage's predictions, Soldier Boy hands over the V1 to Homelander, who injects himself with it as the boys look on helplessly. Empowered by V1, Homelander kills the President of the United States, dissolves the Seven, and prepares to reveal his divinity. Soldier Boy tells him he wants to leave, but Homelander overpowers and places him into stasis. After the Seven collapse, the Deep becomes isolated and is threatened by marine animals aware of his role in the pipeline disaster. Marie Moreau and Jordan Lee, who were recruited by Annie D., uncover activity involving O-Father at Vought Studios. Meanwhile, the boys try to recreate Soldier Boy's depowering ability in Kimiko. Butcher, Huey, Annie, and infiltrate Vought Studios to investigate. Butcher and Huey are captured by Synapse, a psychic shapeshifter, but Huey distracts him, allowing Butcher to kill Synapse and escape. Annie and rescue people imprisoned during a propaganda screening, while Frenchie convinces Sage to stabilize Kimiko's radiation treatment. After Homelander locates and enters the boys' base, Frenchie distracts him so he does not find Kimiko and Sage. In retaliation, Homelander fatally wounds Frenchie, who then dies in Kimiko's arms after Homelander flies off. The boys bury Frenchie while Homelander prepares a national address declaring his godhood. He visits Ryan and fails to persuade him to join his cause. Sage provokes Kimiko to test if her blast works, losing her powers before leaving to live a normal life. Ashley helps the boys infiltrate the White House through a tunnel as Homelander addresses the nation. Annie kills the Deep by forcing him into the ocean to be devoured by sea creatures, while Huey and lure O-Father away and kill him. Butcher and Kimiko confront Homelander, and Ryan joins Butcher in restraining him while Kimiko blasts and strips Homelander, Butcher, and Ryan of their powers. Homelander is killed by Butcher, Ashley is removed from the presidency, and Edgar regains control of Vought. Ryan refuses to stay with Butcher and, after learning Terror died, Butcher takes the virus to Vought Tower to kill all Supes. Huey follows and reluctantly kills Butcher. The boys disband. Renews his marital vows and takes in Ryan, Kimiko goes to France, and Huey and Annie prepare for the birth of their daughter.